Guys, Kev here, and I'm going to do something a little different. You have not seen the unboxing yet for this knife, but the knife actually drops on Friday, the 6th of October. And the unboxing, if I went by the normal schedule, just not going to get up in time, and I feel like I want to show it to you guys before the drop because two reasons. I'll be honest. First reason, I really like Austin. TraditionalPocketKnives.com, C. Reisner Cutlery. He's a great dude. I've worked with him in terms of the channel, him sending me stuff for content, letting me check stuff out, letting me pass around stuff, sending me knives to review like this. And I've worked with him with Divo knives. He has bought some models from us. We're working on an exclusive model. He has an exclusive nip coming out. And so I just really like Austin. Good dude. And the other reason is it's dropping Friday, and I have an affiliate link with TraditionalPocketKnives.com. So if you use my link, I get a little something something. So it makes sense for me to show you this knife before the drop, right? Just being honest here. Now, I do think there is some kind of a code. I'll put whatever in the description. I think there's some kind of a code where if it's your first order or something, maybe you get like $5 off. And then there's discounts on the ORJ, which is his first OEM model, the Ohio River Jack. You can use my code LeftyEDC, I believe, and that'll get you a discount on that knife. And so on and so forth. But if you go on over to traditionalpocketknives.com/LeftyEDC, you'll get over to the website. I'll link it all down below. Anyway, with that out of the way, you're going to see this video before the unboxing because I wanted to get something up before the drop. Now, this knife is freaking sweet. So it makes it easy for me to want to make this video. There's one thing about it that, you know, isn't ideal for me, and that's the size. It's just a massive slip joint. But that said, I still love it. And I really hope he does make a more, you know, me-sized knife and brings the size down a little bit on another version. And then I would love it even more. But as is, it is fantastic. And if you're looking for something to really use as a slip joint, I know a lot of people out there think slip joints like don't make sense, but I think for EDC they're very useful, even for some, you know, work tasks. If you don't have to have a locking knife, or maybe you're not allowed, or whatever, right? This thing is an absolute monster because it has such a long blade for a slip joint. It's a full hollow grind, and it's thin as shit. And it is super slicey. I mean, QSP really crushed this OEM. The walk and talk is phenomenal. And the design is just really sexy. So, overall, he really crushed it with this one. But I do think it's a little large for me. So, yeah. Real quick, I want to show you the packaging. I really want to double check if there's like a slip in here because I am struggling to find something that I have around the house to carry this in. I have this slip from Justin over at High Grain Designs, High Grain Leather. And this is about as good as I can get. And you can see how much is sticking out. I do have some clip slips that are a little bit closer, but I really like having a regular slip. So I did ask Justin if he could maybe make me a larger one that would match this. The color's already close. I mean, it's got orange in it. You know, it looks good. So we'll see if I can get one. I usually always get all my slips from Troy over at Northwoods Leatherworks, but he's sort of, you know, in the middle of a lot of stuff personally, so trying not to bug him. So let's see, which side did I open this on? This is the Halloween night version in sheep's foot. This actually comes in a clip point as well. And just double checking, because I didn't even think to check. I don't think there's a slip in here. No. Okay. So no slip. It would have been nice to have a slip. I'm not saying it's necessary, but we have kind of become accustomed to having one. Now, with that said, we're coming out with our own slip joint at Divo Knives, and we haven't really decided on slip or no slip yet either. Just because most people, I feel like, want to kind of get their own slip custom made or something like that. Or they just have something laying around they could use. But that being said, it would have been nice, I guess, to have a slip that actually fits this size knife, because it's such a different size knife, in my opinion. But yeah, anyway, no slip, no big deal. Also, the price, before we get too deep into this, it's $199. I think M390 blade steel, and you get camo carbon, titanium. You get a full hollow grind on a belt satin. I think $199 is an absolute home run. I think he's going to sell these well. That's my theory. You know, you can look at Jack Wolf knives that are pretty much the same build. Now, they're not the same OEM, not the same exact quality. These are damn close. But you do get that sort of aluminum oxide finish on Jack Wolf. And maybe just a little bit more refinement we've come accustomed to, and maybe just a little bit better on the walk and talk, mostly because it doesn't have a stop pin. It has a kick, so aesthetically that looks cool, and then it also acoustically sounds a little better than that. But I mean, it is a very slight margin, and you're talking about $100. So, all of that is to say, you know, Jack Wolf knives are fantastic. I have no problem with the price. But this being $199 is fantastic. And Austin can do that because he is the dealer selling it, and he's the company having it made. So he doesn't have to worry about including margin in there for dealers. You know, that's 30% that he doesn't have to worry about, really. So that gives him an advantage, which he's taking advantage of, which is great. And that helps you guys, right? So $199. Right. I'll shut up. So let's talk about the size of this bad boy. We'll get out our handy dandy tape measure that we actually have now. And this guy, handle length, because that's a pretty big thing with slip joints. Handle length is 4 1/4. So you're right at 4 1/4 on that handle. If you look at the blade, we are looking at, from that tip right there, we're looking at 3.4 inches. That's a big slip joint, guys. 3.4 inches. And then overall, you're looking at just shy of 7 1/4, maybe 7.1 inches overall on this guy. So, you know, that is a large sized slip joint. Just for reference, here is the stout, and it is just slightly bigger. I think maybe you get a little more blade. Let's see. This should be 3.3. I mean, I designed this knife, so I know. 3.3 inches on the blade. 4 1/4 on the handle. So that's 7.7, right? 7.7. What was I getting on this? 7.7. Okay. So they're basically identical. What did I say? I don't know what I said the first time on this. I think I said 7.1, but I was wrong. Is that pitting, or let me just... I just got these back from Pass Around. Nah, it's just stuff. It's just stuff. You know how it is with Pass Around, guys. No matter how many precautions you take, sometimes you just get things back and they're not perfect. Okay, so there you go. Same exact size as a Stout V2 or Stout or Divo Buzz or, you know, basically the same size as a growler, maybe a little bit bigger than a growler. Growler happens to be like 7.5 overall, so it's maybe just slightly smaller, you know? So, I mean, it's not big, right? It's not like a huge knife, but for a slip joint, it's on the large side. So, a lot of people have been asking for this, though. You know, every video I post about Jack Wolfs, I get people who want a larger one. So here's a larger slip joint that's extremely well made. And that walk and talk, man. When you see the unboxing eventually, you'll see when I got out of the box, it was kind of a little bit, it was gritty. And that happens with slip joints. Completely normal. There's a break-in. Every slip joint I get it out of the box and I go, oh my God, this is not good. And then I just open and close it a bunch. I oil it, and it, you know, usually ends up where I love the action like this. I mean, you can see it. Look at this. Boom. Boom. Nice clicks. Nice clacks. I mean, I'd probably say the spring is somewhere around a 6. Probably perfect for this knife. I mean, he could have gone stronger because it's such a big blade and you have such a good pinchable area. But not necessary, you know. It feels great. It's close to centered. I mean, because it's such a large blade, you can kind of push this around a little bit. So I can just center it, and then it'll come off again when I open and close it. And then I can just push it over again, and it is what it is. This doesn't mean it's loose, because I literally cannot feel any. It's a tank side to side. You can one-hand it, so you just get up here and push down. I don't have the length on my hand to do the thumb push on this one. I really like this, guys. Let's zoom in. We'll take a little look-see at the material. This is what he's calling Halloween Night Camo Carbon. And I don't know what Camo Carbon calls it. Maybe that is what they call it. But it's basically orange. And then it's got black in it. And it's got some whites in it, which is interesting. Very interesting and cool. I mean that in a good way. You can see where it's chamfered, where it's been contoured or whatever on the edges. I really love how that looks on Camo Carbon, kind of cross-cut, so to speak. You can see the spine is really nicely done, or the spring, sorry. You can see it's flush here. It's flush here. And it's flush there. Very well done. Again, you can see the belt satin here. Just gorgeous. It's got very knockdown spine, which is good. And the long pull is excellent. It's got nice sharpness to it. Grabs really well. I mean, everything is done really well. Look at that flute there. Very cool. It feels like the flute and the long pull are just slightly taller than we see on like Jack Wolf's, which I like. It's a little different, you know. It's a little bit of a deeper sort of flute, a little bit of a taller looking long pull. I'm a fan. Yeah, so I like this a lot, and I think for $199, it's a home run. So Austin, congrats on another great model. Guys, check the link down below. There may be a code down there that'll get you some kind of discount, or if you're going to pick up an ORJ, Lefty 10 should work over there for a good discount. And good job QSP too. They need some recognition on this. They did a fantastic job. Just, you know, you can see Austin's influence from the ORJ now to this, I mean, he really pushed QSP, and it shows. So, great work. And thank you to Austin for sending this my way to check out. I'm hoping to have a slip made and keep this in the collection. And yeah, it's actually a very useful blade as well. I probably should have talked about that a little more. I did a little bit early on, but you can grip up really close to the edge, which is nice. And, you know, it's not a light spring at all, so, you know, if I keep my thumb down here, I feel pretty confident I'm not going to close it on myself. And I'm mostly using this section here to just, slice through things. And man, does it glide through stuff. It is extremely sharp, extremely thin. And I think everybody will enjoy the crap out of this hollow grind. So there you go. Love you guys. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And I will catch you later.